Welcome back. Hi, I'm Dev.
Sorry, can't do it.
You said you were going to do
so
it.
long away. Oh my god, I'm awful. Hi, I'm Mandy.
So,
Okay.
if you are as confused as you should be right now, if you're a viewer at home, we were chatting in the break about Hi, I'm Jin, who is a player for one of these teams with just about one of the
Yes,
funniest names
Yep.
that we can find. And yeah, we are really enjoying it far too much here. But of course, we are moving on to BSG's map pick. And as some of you in Twitch chat will know, we actually have had a player substitution as well. So Crazy Boy is apparently sick, which explains why he had such a shocking showing on Oregon. And instead, we've brought on a player called Gina. So not only do we have Hi, I'm Jin, but we have Gina as well.
I'm gonna say Jin R, I think.
Oh, really?
Because
Not
Gina
Gina?
is like G, not J, right?
No, but Gina sounds too much like Hi, I'm Jin.
I feel like that's part of the charm. You've got Hi, I'm Jin, and Hi, I'm Jin R.
Fine. Fine. Okay. I can accept that for now.
Very good. That is very exciting.
Well,
anyway.
We already set the
Consulate.
stage before the break, right, Mandy? And the
Yes.
stage was set with the notion that BNA have everything set before them right now, and it is their game to lose, right? Like, they not only dominated on map 172, but they are now starting on defense on an incredibly defender-sided Consulate.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. Consulate is one of those maps that can be quite challenging to attack, especially through the mid-rounds, because there are so many small rooms and corners and crannies and things that defense can be sitting in, right? So even if you've made your entry into the building, which is often the slightly easier part of Consulate, then actually working the rest of the building is the hard part. And I think that for the attack of both these teams, it is going to be the challenge that both of them are going to face as well, right? Throughout all of Oregon, we did see them struggle quite a lot in the mid-rounds, keeping tabs on either side of players, especially for the attack. And I think with BSG starting out on it, it's going to be a tough half.
Yeah, especially if J1 continues the form from the first map. He got 10 kills post-rehost in round 3, so I'm not even sure what his true kill count is this series, but he's well into the double digits at this rate. Keep an eye on Gina on the attacking side for BSG, the late substitute. I don't actually recognize the name Gina. It's not like he played for BSG in stage 1. So I'm very curious how this will pan out. Is this like a complete new player? Is this a coach? Is this an analyst? Maybe I'll do some research and figure it out.
I have no idea, but to me, it's like we have Hi and Jin at home, and it's Anyway, BSG. Well, look at this, Amaru. That's exciting. If you're Gucky on the other side of the admin take, which it did look like they were doing for a moment. They've actually all rotated off and are going to make their way around this yellow stairs present made instead. So the wall on the middle of the yellow stairs is going to be opened up from Hi-Am Jin. Meanwhile, Gaki on the other side of the map is still poised to make his entry in.
U-Ball tossing in some Candelas. Surely, Yaki will go for this very shortly. In he goes, immediately sat on back down by Baguette. Hi-Am Jin finds one. 3 players left for BSG. Temptation to go for an aggressive push. Baguette's gone down. Hi-Am Jin has a way in. Famos is at the top of the spiral stairs, wins his one. Though takes a lot of damage for his trouble and is immediately traded on back by the doc of J1 himself. The star player for BNA, all up to Yeeball in not a great position, but can vault down the yellow staircase. Got to take a very long line of sight here against J1. He needs to win this fight, and it's not looking easy for him. Straight into the crossfire, and Islet will handily dispatch with him and take the first round for BNA.
Man, J1 is having a super series, isn't he? Even in this top floor, even this top floor Consulate where the attack was so explosive from BSG, there was the Amaru going in at the same time as the Candelas, they were dropping in through yellow, it was crazy, but all of that happens and J1 still collects 2 kills of his own, so yeah, I think amidst all of the chaos, they remained composed, And yeah, it was a pretty hard one to follow, I would say, on the attack. It did look like it was an attempt at being multifaceted. Of course, they tried to draw all the attention over onto the main push around that yellow side so that they could enable the backside of Gaki to come in and try and go for the backstab, but Baguette wasn't quite baited out by that, and as the rappel came on through, he dealt with that pretty easily. And I think, unfortunately, yeah, that explosive execute that they did was just sliced in half by J1 himself. So I think just lining some nice shots, to be honest. I wouldn't overthink that one too much. For the defense, just denying them entry in through the vertical and take them down easy to do it.
Yeah, look, it was a cool idea from BSG, and you need cool ideas on Consulate, because as we've said, attacking is damn hard on this map. And this is the first ever time that we've seen B&A go to Consulate. They've never played the map before in an official, at least not that I could find. And so BSG will have absolutely no information on it. They can't come in with counter strats. They have to adapt on the fly. A massive ask, and something that they struggled to do on Oregon. They went to the same bomb site 3 times, lost it every single damn time. Now, we have BSG approaching the map. I just want to take a quick moment to say Jinna is in fact the analyst for BSG. Joined back in April. And so subbing in today is quite a big ask. I'm curious that it's the analyst and not the coach Watby that has decided to sub in.
Very interesting. Can analysts shoot back? That is the question that we're going to be asking today. Very curious one. So here we are going down to the basement bomb site for B&A. Does look like they are pretty heavily fortified on the bomb site. Not much of a roam presence, which does surprise me a little bit. I think there is only one player over inside a CEO, but it does look like BSG have got info on him. The grenade to be sent in through below onto that vertical is surely going to take him down, but apparently not. Only half of his HP taken off, but not down.
Hey, still seems to be going for this roam. Not keen to fall back too much as of yet. I'm glad that we've got players on site flicking cams though, to support these roamers. As you can see, only 3 players on site. But Jin's actually already opened up this hatch and can put a lot of pressure onto the bomb site. Supreme, there's a lot of work to be done to have an impact on this roam. It's not always easy to do so. If he drops down the hatch, he would be heard and likely spotted out. But here comes not only the Buck, but also the Ash on this vertical game. Hyper aware of this angle. Supreme might get the timing. That is a bit unlucky there for both players. Supreme down to 1 HP.
Tough spot now for the roam gamer of B&A, but in the meantime, BSG have made some good progress on the wall. That one has been breached out, and Baguette is actually going to come all the way up the stairs to help out his teammates on the roam. Meanwhile, Jin has managed to open up that expo hatch and put that pressure onto the bomb site, so now the Anchors are really starting to feel it. They need to recall back the roamers of B&A to come and help them.
Looks like Supreme has managed to sneak his way back onto the ground floor. But there is the opener. Vamos immediately takes him down. An attempt to impact his way on through has not worked on out. There are players now deep into the site. Islet feeling a hell of a lot of pressure, but here comes Baguette. Look at that, a big flank. Finds a second. Is he ready for another peek? Not quite ready enough. As Gaki ices up on the shot and takes him down. 1v2 now for Islet as B&A to remain stalwart on this defense. BSG, their first chance winning an attack in a hell of a long time, but Islet is not able to deny that plant. What a pre-fire from Yeebol. BSG immediately respond. They are on the board here on Consulate.
Nice attack there from BSG. They identified that there was a small room presence going out in the top 2 floors. Of course, it was Supreme, who we were on board with for most of that round. It took a hell of a long time to take him down, but they eventually did it. Not only that, but at the same time as they put all that pressure on the roamers, they were somehow able to work the bomb site as well. And I think ultimately for B&A, they just overcommitted a little bit, I think, to trying to save their roamers there on the top floor. And all the anchors started getting cut down, and Yubel found his entry inside of the bomb site. And by the time that had happened, the retake from the roamers was cut off by plays that were situated around the map. So I think ultimately for B&A, not doing as good of a job in keeping track on where all the attackers were placed and postured through the map, really enabled BSG to actually find that in and get the plant down.
Yeah, it's funny. The vertical game is so impactful on this bomb site, but it also can be quite hard to get that much map control. And I do wonder for B&A, was it the right pick to go for like a roam on the top floor? Or maybe they should have actually had a roam on the ground floor just to contest and hold on for as long as possible. Or maybe they should have set up vertical lines of sight to contest the players on the ground floor from the top floor. A lot of options there. And Consulate is still reasonably unexplored, right? It's only been in the map pool for a month or so. Only been in the game for about the same duration as well. So people are still very much figuring out how to play this game. My question is, what did BNA do after losing that round? How will they change their defense to be more prepared for that vertical push from BSG?
Device is going dark.
Good question. It doesn't look like they're changing too much in terms of like sheer operator lineup. It does look like they are playing a pretty similar way. I think the main difference is that they're not going for such an extended roam positioning-wise, right? Like most of them are sitting onto this bomb site. They want to hold on to it and not actually lose their lives to any of those cut-off players. Oh, that being said, though, Jin does go for an aggressive peek over onto the players on the outside. Oh, sorry, other way around. J1 does, and is actually taken down by Jin. So even though the breach has been opened, there's also an anchor that's gone down on the other side.
And if there's any player you want to take down for BNA, it is J1. Star of the show, no doubt about it. Look at that. This is a very long, very nice angle for Supreme. However, if someone in the attack sprints past that line of sight, it will likely survive. Jin is very aware of this player above. Umine's gone out, shotting a drone as well.
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser.
He's like, he's sure what the play is. Oh, what a great line of sight here. He's surely good for one.
Ooh, I think Beeble knows where he is on the other side. He takes a bit of damage for it, but is not going to recontest that angle. Now, I think the big difference between the defense of last round compared to this one is that Supreme is all on his own here in the top floor. He doesn't actually have any of his teammates to support, but it doesn't matter because even as they try and collapse in on him, he can collect 2 kills to his name. Super Shorty in hand as Gaki rounds the corner, is finally going to get that trade off, and it's going to put us at a 3-on-3, even Stevens.
Supreme doesn't need any teammates to support him, apparently. Massive impact for him. Though, eventually getting traded, as you said, BSG can be pretty happy that this is an even numbers.
Attackers
once again,
diffuser.
Jinna just outside the breach is in a decent position, but it's Islet, the X factor for BNA. I don't believe that BSG are aware that this flank has started to be teased away. What's more, there's not nearly as much vertical pressure this time around. Oh, he's being watched. Vamos has got the angle, but Islet has got the shot. And with that, it's up to Gaki now in a 1 versus 3. To save the round for BSG, but it seems nigh impossible. 1 kill, we'll take that. 2 more to go. Baguette and Temi holding a very loose crossfire here. This is not perfect. Baguette is going to try and move a bit closer to support and will land the killing blow eventually. BNA reply immediately, and they do hack it on a basement defense.
Nice one there from BNA, and I think especially for Supreme, who held his own ground all the way in the top floor. Like you actually pointed out in the prep phase, he was utilizing the vertical all the way from the floor above onto the ground floor to try and put a dent in the attack. And I think ultimately, even though the attack had the read that there was actually only 1 player there, I tried to send up 3 players to take him down, and somehow Supreme killed 2 of them. So I think, yeah, just super plays from him to land some great shots onto the roam clear effort of BSG was really the telltale of the round.
So Supreme is actually the best player statistically on before and after from the league itself. But that's only a 1.02 KD, sorry, not KD ratio, 1.02 rating. And not the greatest KD ratio, not the greatest stats overall, but that's more of just a symbol and a signal that the rest of the team has really, really struggled. J1, for example, who was the star of the show on the first map, has a -10 KD differential, and also only like a barely positive opening KD.
5 seconds to insertion.
The thing that we see a lot of from before and after is actually clutches. All of these players seem to clutch up massively. Supreme's got 3 in the league, J1's got 3 in the league, Baguette's got 1 in the league as well. So I expect a lot of big moments from these players in the dire moments of the round. It's needed most.
Here goes Jinna on board with the Brava. Is going to take down a little bit of that info on the ground floor. The important thing here for PSG is that they do have 2 sets of grenades. So if they do want to make that work from the ground floor going up to actually send up some of those vertical grenades, it can be done, especially when you've got the Bravo taking down the info for it. Ooh, I am Jin on the other side of the admin rappel though, being taken very low by a player, I believe, inside of Break Room. That's Islet and Supreme to double down in this position together. Not just that, but I think they even have the Bandit of Baguette supporting here as well. So a lot of resistance on this admin side of the map.
It's a good setup. Islet is being forced back once again, but Baguette does take down Gaki. J1 is able to stim up his teammate. Yeeball is also here into admin. This is good map control so far, but they need some drones to move on forward and ascertain what map control may be achievable. Islet is forced back, but Baguette is right in the thick of it. Once again, droned out, likely to be peaked in a moment, and Jin does secure that kill. Low HP, but it doesn't matter. Big impact here from the knock. But it's not over yet, as Vamos has doubled down and brought BSG into a numbers advantage.
Not a bad clear so far from BSG, sweeping in from admin side. They actually played into the defending strategy of BNA, who extended over there, but they could take them down with some nice crossfires off the back of some utility. Vamos as well is going to cook a grenade from down below, as we were speaking of before. There is a player right in the corner of the bomb site, still holding in his hand.
Oh,
and
wow.
He does actually land it onto the player. I believe that was in short desk instead of Temi. That's really going to cut down on the defense of BNA.
Yeah, not great, as BNA have lost another player, but J1 has found one. Supreme just prior did as well. The 2 best players for BNA today, hands down. Now must clutch up. No, they are clutch players. What a perfect swing from Supreme. The timing is exactly what BNA needed. But Vamos has snuck behind enemy lines and taken down J1, low HP. But Supreme has information. He has the diffuser in his clutches. Where does he relocate to at the moment? Free fire. There must be info that the player is so low on HP. Only 1 bullet is required, and Supreme delivers the killing blow. A 3rd round now on Consulate for BNA.
Really good stuff there from BNA. Ultimately, even though their admin push did actually get taken down, the defense that was going on there, they held onto the crossfires inside out Soda Hall really well. The remaining 2 players, I think it was J1 and I can't remember who it was in the end there. It was J1 and Supreme, right? The last 2 to actually collect that clutch. Yeah, they did a great job in actually teaming up on that position inside of Soda Hallway. They knew that BSG were doing a pretty linear push, and so all they needed to do was find the opportunity to make their plays in through that hallway. Ultimately, Vamos almost made his lurk work through the ground floor coming up, but he was on such low HP after taking that early engagement inside of admin that he could be taken down pretty easily by Supreme. So I think ultimately there for BNA, knowing that the win condition of their strategy was to hold on to that admin side of the map for as long as they could. That's where they dedicated all their resource and utility, and they did that really well.
Yeah, BSG really need to get on their horse here. Going back down to the basement now, they did win 1 attack onto this site, but since then BNA succeeded in defending it. The big operator pick I'm seeing here already, Mandy, is Supreme on that Solus. Fantastic operator for denying map control, for shooting out drones. Oh wait, no, we're not the basement. I'm crazy. We're actually going to Tellers. We're going to the split bomb site. I mean, technically it's half basement, so I wasn't completely wrong. But,
That's not bad
yeah, wow.
from you.
Thank you. Redeeming myself just slightly after making a big boo-boo. I wonder what BSG are going to do about this one. Like, what's their strat to try and attack this? Which bomb site will they end up to execute? Because, of course, they're on completely different floors.
Curious one. So how this bomb site used to play out, it's like kind of a little bit different to how it plays out now, because there's the addition of like the extra stairs here. Yeah, this is the one that goes all the way back down into the back of server. These didn't used to exist before, but now they do. And it looks like BSG are going to make full use of this part of the architecture of the map to make their way and put the pressure on the basement bomb site.
There are feet holes on this soft wall, but if they're able to breach that open, it would be a huge boon for BSG, as is that early pick. Look at Jin. He's right on deep into the map. He might be the Hibana, but he's not acting like a hard breach. He's acting like an entry. He's in a great position. Yaki as well. The same can be said for him. On the Osa, and Yeeball's taking down Supreme. It's falling apart here for BNA. They need something back. But it looks like BSG have a winning position. They just need to consolidate it and look to force down a plant.
And it looks like they are going to send that diffuser into the basement bomb site. Gaki's now picked it off of his teammate of Yeeble, and with the Ossa is going to be able to make his way into the bomb site. Here goes Jinna on his lurk in the ground floor, but he's actually taken down. Baguette can win out on that 1 versus 1, but surely Hi-Am Jin is going to be there for the trade.
Yeah, that's so unfortunate for Jinna. Should have won that fight, there's no doubt about it. Here come BSG looking for an execute. Jin is once again maintaining control of Visa as Vamos has taken down Temi. A double for Vamos on the back of that Osa shield. All up to Baguette now in a 1v4. It seems nigh impossible. Jin has the read and has the aim to back it up as well. BSG, a pretty convincing win on that bomb site. Redeems their half just a little bit.
Yeah, really nice there from BSG to actually make use of the brand new staircase that goes down into the basement, of course, off the back of that rework. Previously, how that bomb site used to play out was that you could just extend over in towards that like garage side of the map. You didn't need to worry about your back because there was no access to it there, right? But now, when you go to that bomb site, you have to be worried about being pinched from both sides. And I think ultimately BSG doing a good job in not only going for that back take, but also injecting their players somehow into the ground floor as well. There were 2 players that were there, and they really caused a ruckus to the roamers that were left standing there for BNA. And I think ultimately from there, they could just convert it.
What do you think about that bomb site, though? Tell us, Archives. I feel like I haven't seen very much of it, at least not in games we've casted. It's only the second console that you and I have actually casted.
Yeah.
And then, of course, lobby press is also an option. Garage was locked last round, which is why they had to go to the tertiary site, but of course it's now unlocked. What do you reckon? Lobby press, Tell us, Archives, what's more viable?
I don't know. It's a good question. What are you comparing? It's lobby and press and tells and archives, the 2 like ground floor ones, right?
The 2 tertiary bomb sites, yeah.
The 2 tertiary bomb sites. That's a really good question. I'm personally of the opinion of the lobby one, but I think that's just like me leaning into old console a little bit because that was like what everyone liked to play, right? I don't know. I feel like the split bomb site's got a lot of potential, but it's quite like a challenging bomb site to dissect, and I think with just like how little it's been in the pool, it's like, it's not that easy to interpret, I think, as a defender. Yeah. And so I would lean into doing the more simple bomb site and just going in to lobby. At least that's what me and my ranked brain would do. But, you know, these pro players are pro for a reason.
That's right. BSG do definitely have a good attack sorted for that. Now look at this already. PC util. Oh, that impact is successful in destroying the exothermic charge. J1, great job. One of the 2 pieces of hard breach has been taken down, and he still has an impact remaining. This is a really nice trick. If you open up one side of the soft wall, it's so easy to breach the exothermic charge with an impact without even having to throw it outside. That's a really clever move there. And with that, BNA are now doubling down. Supreme's found an early pick. This is a bit of a yikes now for BSG as they seem to be coming up with nothing on this attack.
Oh man, Supreme is so good on these extended drones. All by himself in the top floor. All he had to do was just contest the one player that was trying to entry into the building. And that was Gaki on the Amaro, making lots of noise. Here comes Islet on the other side as well to take down Hi-Am Jin. So 2 picks so far going in the way of the defense. It's pretty good. J1 though, all the way on the bomb site, has once again been taken out, and that's going to open up the situation for the anchors a little bit. PSG, I can only imagine from here, are going to pivot some of that attention in towards the ground floor and towards that bomb site, and there goes Jinna on his lurk onto the ground floor, and is now going to make his way down the stairs.
This is redeemable, 3v3, if Jinna can have a big impact here, but Baguette is actually sneakily hiding in supply. I don't think Jinna is aware of it, and Baguette may get the timing here. No! Jinna lands the shot. Pretty sharp for an analyst, I gotta say. That's a big play to take down as well. Baguette has been reliable in the clutch, but is now taken down.
It is Supreme though, as one of the players alive. Supreme and J1 have been the superstars so far for BNA. And you have to really watch out for them. Jinna's got this nice long line of sight. Oh, you got to be careful on the other side there. Supreme with the 1.5. Oh, no way. Vamos actually lands the shots, though, on the other side on Temi. So it's going to leave him all alone in 1-on-3.
Yeah, and he's not going to last long at all. Jinna, the analyst, goes for a double. Massive round from him on the Yana. And with that, BSG can be pretty satisfied. That's a 3-3 half. On Consulate, no less.
That's pretty good. That is pretty solid if you're BSG on the attack. This map can be quite challenging to attack. There's lots of problems and sort of like little finicky parts of Consulate that can be quite challenging to solve. But I think for BSG, they did a great job in just sort of like brute forcing some of their players to be inside of the map in unexpected places, and BNA not doing such a good job at keeping track of all of the attackers and wondering where they're going, not really falling back to site safely. And I think ultimately BSG winning out on the ones that they needed to.
By attackers.
This is where I'm starting to see why BSG picked Consulate, right? It's funny because you look at it holistically, it's not like they've done anything crazy. They won the garage bomb site twice and they won the tertiary bomb site once. They didn't manage to win this top floor on the attack at all, and yet they still walk away with a 3-3 half. On Consulate, I'd say that's pretty damn good. Looking across every time they've played this map, they only have a 14% win rate on this map on their attacking side. So 50%, yeah, you'll definitely take that. Now they move on to their more favored side, and I think they have a pretty decent shot of closing this game and sending us to map 3.
It's certainly within the realm of possibility, especially going on to their own defending half like you've been saying. Just starting out here on the top floor bomb site, it does look like they're going for a pretty similar interpretation to what BNA were bringing on their defense as well. Extending out over into break, aided by the anti-hard breach of the bandit as well. Not just that, but you've got the Azami in the hands to make sure that any of those repel angles that you can get are not going to be as important. They're going to be cut off by those two barricades. They've also got the adaptation of the Valkyrie. That's something that we didn't actually see BNA bring a lot on their defense, which does surprise me a little bit. Yibal, though, is going to find the first pick, so yeah, nice start. Actually on a run out as well, so oh no, not on a run out. Is it on a run out? Oh, not on a run out. Peeking the skylight. That's brave.
What a gamer. Takes a lot of guts to pick that skylight, but he landed the shot. That's what the MPX Warden 1.5 will do for you. Islet is so close to seeing ahead of Mayam Jin. He's looking to hold on to this break room. What the hell was that, mate?
Oh dear.
Pretty failed keeper barrier there. It did not protect him the way he was hoping.
Curious one. So now we're actually going to see these Valkyrie cams come and play as well. Jin can use it to identify where the attack is coming from. Jinna on the other side is the one sole player actually watching for this lurk to happen and is going to collect that kill as the rest of the attack starts to make their way in through admin, but taken down pretty handily. Vamos on the other side, 10-4 now, is having a really solid second map. Will be able to take down another player inside of admin, and that's going to leave them in a 2-on-5. It's a pretty tough situation now.
Supreme, though, rounds the corner, finds one, looks for that refrag. Hyper cautious. BSG need to consolidate now. No need to overpeak, no need to overextend. One player is trapped in a corner, and as he tries to retreat, Islet will take him down. This is how clutches begin, Andy. One kill at a time. Supreme to activate these Grim gadgets. Gino is just around that corner, I believe. Front desk. Supreme peeking onto site now. Going to clear these angles one by one. Yaki is in the cutout position. Jinna takes a bit of damage. Doesn't want to walk into the Grim's line of sight. Yeeball to take down Supreme. Jinna loses his one. Islet must now clutch in the 1 versus 2. This is so close to being a good angle on this prone. We will need to go for kills here. Almost a good pre-fire, but Yeeball is on a very passive angle in a very safe spot. Let's see if Islet can make this clutch work.
I've got a feeling that the defense probably got info on exactly where Islet is, and that's why the BSG players can play so safe. All they need to do is have one of their players call from the grave when Islet's in the bomb site, and they're easy as you do it. Holding the passive crossfire, yeah, 2 yellow pings go on exactly the position that Islet was in. There was no way that Gaki was going to lose that.
Yeah, lovely. Well played from BSG. They're starting to bring it back here. I was going to say bring it back, but I guess that is the right word. 3 rounds in a row, down from 3-1, now in the advantage for the first time this map. And for the first time this series, if I'm not mistaken, BSG got slapped silly on map 1, and now on map 2, they've got a chance for redemption. It is their pick after all, and after weathering the storm of their attack, I think they might be onto something.
Defenders, protect your bombs.
Yeah, and I think like you were saying in the pre-match as well, this should be their pick, you know? This should be one that they are solid at, so if there is any way for BSG to get back in the series, it is going to win out the next 2, which I think should be favoured to them in theory. They are going to go down to this basement bomb site, and it does look like they are going to do a pretty similar lineup as well to what BNA were able to bring on their defense. A small extension over inside of the ground floor. Actually, I think they're going to commit a little bit more to this ground floor extension. They actually haven't reinforced off that the expo hatch at all, and they are going to send 2 players up there instead. It does make me wonder where Jinna has actually placed some of his mute jammers. Oh yeah, they're setting up quite a lot here, Dev. It does make me think that maybe Expo, Piano, that type of thing is going to be a power position here for the Roamers, and it's going to force BNA to actually look to clear that right. Because, oh dear.
Bro.
Because, like, you know, when you get vertical pressure, it's going to be very hard to execute onto the basement. It's not so good from Baguette, though. He's probably feeling a bit guilty about that one.
Yeah, and what is the one operator that has died?
Oh dear.
No more hard bridge. Ripperoni. I mean, not even
Oh wait, they just walked in!
is running hard bridge. No, I guess they're like, well, whatever, we may as well just rush, heck it. And it's worked for 1 kill, but not for anything more than that. I guess if you team kill your hard breacher off the rip, you may as well just send it.
I guess. I don't know, that's not what I would have done, I think, against the defense of PSG.
Get it over nice and quick, I guess. Oh, what?
Oh, no way, man.
Holy moly, the lineup. Supreme, make this happen. I believe. Do you believe?
I kind of do, to be honest. It's Supreme, man. This guy's having a good game.
2 players to find. Vamos has been phenomenal this map. What is E-Ball watching? Match drop, I suppose, but there is information. The come down spiral seems like the avenue. Supreme already low HP, takes down the camera. It could thread the needle on these 2 1v1s. E-Ball does not want to overpeak that. Vamos, where is he? Likely back in the garage somewhere. Hopefully, 2 players don't overpeak, but Vamos does indeed find the kill eventually. Quite a peculiar round, but that can be said of many, many rounds this game. BSG now have a 2-round lead in the series.
Yeah, strange one. That was a bit odd. I think you called it perfectly. They killed their hard breach and they were like, oh well, you know, oh well.
Yep.
And I think, you know, I was excited for that round because it looks like BSG had some like cool strats going on in the ground floor and dedicating themselves to the roam and stuff. And then BNA walked in and died. Very unfortunate.
Not much to analyze on that one.
Nope.
I gotta say, for all you playing along at home,
Need to locate and defuse
do
bombs.
not shoot cameras straight away out of spawn. Like, don't just like first thing quick shoot it. Especially if you spawn next to 5 of your team. Like, all of your team spawning in the same spot, someone's gonna run past you. It's just gonna happen.
Oh dear. Well, that's for one for all of you at home. But anyway, for BSG, they're going to change their bomb site, and they're actually choosing to go over to this lobby piano bomb site instead. Now, this is not what BNA did when they were on their defense, but it does seem like BSG are doing a defense that is quite reminiscent of the old consulate. They've moved their defense upstairs. They're playing these vertical lines of sight going down onto the primary entry holes on the ground floor. Not just that, but they've also got the Izami in the hands this time to make sure that any of those rappel angles that are essential to the attack are not as not as strong, I think I would say. Especially when you've got, you know, like stuff like the Nomad up, especially when there's like buck up that wants to make use of that vertical. You want to be holding on to that top one as long as you can, but hang on a moment, Supreme's actually just entered in from the basement instead.
And Jinna is holding onto the position here with the Solus on the shotgun. SMG-11 comes out. There is another player looking to get aggressive. And Temi does punish. Good thing that it was Temi and not Supreme that went for that push in the end, as Supreme was very low HP. 2 players on the attack and are taking some damage, but have a kill to show for it. And almost a second. Indeed, Baguette does secure it. Jin goes down. This is a very pacey attack here from BNA. And another one to come through, surely. No! Vamos! The double kill, the pistol. It's exactly what his team needed. BSG now to triple down. Yaki gets the pivotal one onto Temi. And it has all fallen to pieces for BNA.
What is going on in the server, Dev? Like, honestly, this is such a chaotic early round. They tried really hard to make that backside of the map work in through the basement, going up, but there were players ready for that somehow, and they just kept throwing bodies at it, and somehow the defense has come out on top by 1 player. So Here goes J1 and Islet to now rendezvous over in towards this Visa side of the map and try and creep their way up the yellow stairs. I don't think that BSG are going to know that's what they're doing, which is why Gaki, I think, is just going to keep tabs on this angle instead. Just make sure that no one is there. And we're going to create some vertical lines of sight to make sure that no one is inside of lobby. Oh, but here goes J1.
Ooh. There is awareness from Gaki. Now J1 must march far more forwards in order to take this kill. Gaki could even jump out the window, I guess. Actually, no, you can't jump out the window, I don't believe. You can only repel, so Gaki should be trapped in that corner. Yeeball looking to hold on to site. Island has some information on press room. The hatch has now been opened. If Gaki is able to get there, he could drop... No, it must have been a different hatch. No, it was that hatch. I'm crazy. The Yeeball has a way to support his teammate. We're at a bit of a standstill. J1 does not want to march forward as of yet. He actually goes for the wide angle. Player has tucked himself in all the way underneath that window. J1 wants to make himself an entry hole into the adjacent room. Keen to go for this swing. He will need to land the shot. Islet's found Yeeball down below. So winnable now for BNA, but J1 has to win this fight, and he does. Vamos has found 2 kills this round.
15 seconds
2 more will be required for BSG to call it a day. Oh, the quick up for Islet. The fake of the plant. We'll get to see that from his perspective. What a beautiful shot. Vamos denied. BNA steal away around.
Oh, really nice one there from BNA, the last 2 players to go and clutch up in that scenario. Really chaotic early rounds, unfortunately, didn't quite pay off for BNA, but all you need is for 2 sneaky players to go and take the 1 versus 1s that you need to bring that one back. J1 and Islet both winning out their respective interactions meant that it left Vamos all alone, and after what was such a chaotic mid-round, he was on such low HP that Islet could just jump up from the diffuser and actually take him down. So I think really well played there from BNA. I think ultimately for BSG, they will be kicking themselves after that, right? They did win out on that roam game. They did have the control of the bomb site that they needed, but they couldn't quite back it up with the gunfire. So BNA are going to be happy to close that one out.
Happy but not satisfied yet. They are still trailing behind by 1 round. And they are still on their attack, which is not easy at all. As we've seen, 3 attempts on the defense for BSG, 2 successful, and now this console meeting bomb site is once again unlocked for them. This was pretty dominant the last time they played it, Mandy, and it all hinged on this
10 seconds left before insertion.
domination over the admin room, as we're looking at right now. Admin, copy, printer, all of this area. So difficult for BNA to get in the building, take that map control. It looks like BSG might be going for a slightly more passive hold this time around. They don't have many lines of sight looking directly into admin, and no players are currently residing in that position.
Attackers have located
It is curious to me that both teams seem to refuse to want to go for a yellow side push. I think like every single time that we've seen top floor bomb site be played, it's been an admin side take, and I think that the defense of the admin has pretty much always prevailed over and over again. But alas, J1 is actually going to make his lurk work in through garage, but he's going to have to aid himself in, and the rest of these players are actually shaping up to do something different. Supreme has found his way inside of admin, as we're saying. The cutoff angle, supported by his teammate of the Floreds, that's Temi, is going to enable him that entry. But the next point of contest is going to be inside of this soda hallway. I am Jin with the Azami barricade is going to hold down the line and support his teammates.
It's a great position for Jin, but I don't know if he has much hatch to protect him. Indeed, there is a Wamai magnet being spotted at the moment. Temi's going to try to get his Rotero drone in, but it is muted out. Looks like the Grim's bees are used to burn out that magnet. The second one to try and go through, but what an angle from Jin. Gets the better of Supreme. A great way to kick it off for BSG now, as they still have not flushed this key player out of the corner.
Really tough spot now for BNA.
Oh, wow.
Things just get so much worse. But here comes Baguette actually on his own entry. J1 somehow finds one with the pistol down from below as well. So BNA have gotten in onto this map.
Okay.
And not just that, but there you go. Vamos going to be taken down.
Oh,
Baguette,
no.
man, he's had a super round.
Yeah, and Islet is the one to close it. A massive round from Baguette in particular. As the Commando came to life, Islet closed it with the AK-12, and with that, BNA are well and truly back in this game. We're hitting breakpoint here. 5-5 is the scoreline. The next team to win a round will find map point. And for BNA, if they're to win this attack, that becomes series point, Mandy. They dominated on map 1. They've been a bit slow here on map 2, but they found a second win, a resurgence, and they're looking to take it done in 2.
That was an exciting one for BNA. I think that's the first time that we've actually seen like an admin side attack actually get converted as well in that top floor, which is pretty cool. Yeah, that was awesome. I think the big thing there for BNA was actually just standing in Baguette down below. I think the big thing is like, yes, Hyam Jin is the main center of attention there on that defense, but what they really needed to do was kill the players that were surrounding him and trying to support him on the defense, and I think Baguette did a great job at that. He knew that there would be players downstairs trying to play the C4 game, so he did that. Of course, the Valkyrie was in play, and that could aid the C4s. So not only that, but then coming up the Visa stairs as well, and making sure that second player on the crossfire with Jin was then being taken down. It was just like, you know, identifying the small interactions and like picking your battles that I think BNA did really well in that last round.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah. BNA definitely have a kind of determination where it's like, even if they don't have a clear macro push, like for example, they didn't really know how to clear out those power positions after they lost some of the early engagements, and they had admin control, but like you need more than that. You need to start moving forward into Soda Hallway. But they had people lurking below. They found a couple of picks. PSG started over peeking. Oh, I really like this, Mandy. So we've seen the impact trick. You can counter the impact trick by hiding the exothermic charge underneath the soft part, but it looks like it still was tricked regardless. So, oh wow.
Ooh.
Couple of shots from Gaki up above, who now receives a few shots. The crouch and the exothermic on the hard part of the wall should be safe, and indeed it does breach open that wall, so that's a huge win for BNA.
That is not bad for BNA, immediately putting that pressure out into the bomb site, but the next thing they need to turn their attention to is the roam game that has gone out. We got a little teaser of it on Gaki, who is playing the vertical game and is going to support his teammates on the bomb site, denying that entry in through the breach, and that's what BNA really need to be careful, and they need to drone that out right now. Are they going to choose to actually clear some of that vertical game, or are they going to try and get it in onto the bomb site? Really nice shots from Hyam Jin onto Supreme off the back of his keeper barricades, keeping him safe, but here goes Baguette once again on the lurk.
Buddy is immediately taken down. I think you cast a curse at him.
Did.
Unfortunate for the knock, and Islet looks to have rotated as well. He's got the diffuser though, and he is a low HP thermite with a 2x sight. This is not the kind of operator, not the kind of player you want on a lurk.
Attackers have dropped the bomb diffuser.
BSG seem to be happily converting this round. Yeeball has now taken down Islet as well. That means the diffuser will be down on the ground. Temi and J1 need to 2 versus 5, but their chances of doing so look incredibly grim.
Yeah, I think grim's the right word there. I think BNA just got a little bit antsy, I would say, on their attack. I think the pressure that went onto the bomb site was like a good idea, but over-peaking a little bit from inside of, you know, the boiler. And then I think ultimately the lurk game not quite working. Gaki on the other side of this should surely win this engagement. He knows exactly where J1 is. Like you said, he has to pull out a goo mine from his toes now. And J1's got no idea as well.
He has pulled out the goo mine though. It looks like Yaki will not go for a flank as of yet. PSG in such a significant numbers advantage, they don't really need to do much. Also, the diffuser is still upstairs, so they will need to go for kills. J1 is basically just trolling at this point, I think. And yeah, I don't know. Last-ditch effort, I guess. Get in the building, see what you can do, but I'm pretty confident that BSG should be able to lock in map point here. J1 down to 1 HP. Will surely die here on this breach. Can't land enough shots. Eventually gets the down. Can't secure his kill. Desperately looking for it, but there's nothing in the round. BSG will take it by default as the timer hits 0. And with that, map point is within their grasp.
Ooh, exciting. They could definitely send us into map 3 here, our BSG. And if they do, that means y'all have been right on the desk. That's pretty good from our side. Anyway, I think it's a good time for BSG to take the tactical timeout. They do only just need 1 round to convert it, like we've been saying, and they want to do it in some clean fashion. So I think it's a good time to just relax, you know, talk about what you're going to do next, have a game plan going into that final round, or what is hopefully the final round for this team. And, you know, I think on the flip side for BNA, I think just chilling out a little bit is also a good idea.
Well, they have a tactical timeout to discuss exactly that at the moment, Andy. What are they going to do with that time? Of course, for BSG, Garage is now locked. console meeting was a bit of a disaster the previous time they played it, where BNA managed to scrape away a round from numbers disadvantage with that successful admin take. Now, I wonder, will it be console meeting again? Will they perhaps go to another one of those rounds? Oh, same round. What? It just had a technical pause. What?
Yeah, so with like the automated system that works in the game, if you use the tactical timeout from one team, it's unlocked, like it's locked for the other team after that. Like it can only happen once per round, I think.
I thought before and after used their tactical timeout.
No, BSG just used their tactical timeout.
And BNA wanted to use theirs immediately after?
Yeah, that's right, but I don't think that's how it works in the game, I believe.
Wow, I didn't know. That's crazy. That's such an edge case. I don't think I've ever seen both teams want to use their tactical timeout at the same round.
Yeah, neither have I, but I think fair enough for BNA, right? Like this is their last chance to use it in this game if they lose out this round, so I can say we'd want to do it, but BSG took it for them.
Yeah. Well, I guess BSG want to rediscuss this console meeting bomb site that they just lost 2 rounds ago, right? So from BSG's POV it makes sense, but also from BNA's POV, they also want to have a chat. Maybe figure out how they can tighten things up a little bit on this attack. But I think BNA should be pretty confident here. They've already won this bomb site once. Don't need to go too crazy. Get J1 on the roam down below again. It's actually Baguette who had a massive impact last round on this lurk. He's on the Zephyr this time, so I don't think he'll be lurking.
Once again, J1 looking in for this entry down in the garage. He is aided by his own info, of course, as we said last time. Meanwhile, the same admin push being played out for the attacking side of BNA. The get on the roof is actually going to cut down a little bit of that defense going out inside of long desk, so he's trying to prepare for later on in the rounds. Meanwhile, the rappel game is going to be the first point of contest for BNA.
Going to take control of admin. Always a nice step one. In Temi goes. Made his way into break. Daki's got some great information here onto Supreme, who's continuing to try and make this admin take work, but the real player of the game here is going to be Jin for BSG. He's the one in this power position. And look at this from Jina. I've not actually seen this before. This wall is getting breached, and so he will be forced off the position. Very awkward spot for him now, but if BNA are unaware, he could find an easy kill with that shotgun in close range.
Well, this is the hard part of the round for BNA, right? Like, yes, you can get admin control, but then it's about finding the kill on the player in the soda hallway, right behind the soda machine itself. And that's Hyam Jin.
No.
And from that exact position, he can secure a kill. Not even that, but Jinna from down below is going to find the lurker of Supreme as well. And it's not looking so good for BNA. This will surely be a conversion for BSG.
It looks quite disastrous, in fact, as Baguette assumes a position that we have seen his teammates die from before. J1, though, he finds Jinna eventually. If Baguette can win this fight, it could all be over. But in fact, he will lose it. Jin continues to deliver for his team, but the trade comes through. Temi immediately refragged up to J1 in a 1v3. He went nuclear on the first map. In order to save the second map for BNA, he will need to do so again here. With 30 seconds to play with on the IQ. One of the best guns in the game right now. Incredible damage on this commando. He's got what it takes to do it. It's being stared at by that bulletproof camera. BSG are ever so patient. They can simply wait. 1 kill. 2 more needed for J1. He doesn't have the information. He's caught in the crossfire. And BSG will lock in Consulate. We're going all the way to map 3 to settle it between BSG and BNA. A 7-5 keeps BSG's dream alive.
The run for the major is not over yet if you're BSG. I think Consulate was exactly the medicine that they needed against BNA. Of course, they do not want to repeat the same maps that these guys played with the last time they came up into a BO3 situation. BSG have